Many students know that root 90 is a surd, but when asked to simplify it, it becomes a problem. But don't worry, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to confidently simplify root 90 yourself. So let's go straight to example 1. Example 1 says simplify root 72. How do we do that? Let's go straight to the solution. The problem once again is to simplify root 72. How do we do that? We split 72 to 2 of its factors, and one of the factors must be a perfect square. Not just a perfect square, one of the factors should be the highest perfect square of 72. How do I mean? First, let us list the factors of 72. We have 1 and 72, 2 and 36, 3 and 24, 4 and 18, 6 and 12, and 8 and 9. If we multiply these pairs, they will give us 72. But which of these pairs contain a perfect square? 36 is a perfect square, 4 is another perfect square, and 9 is also a perfect square. But which of the perfect square is the largest or the highest? 36, right? So this is the pair that we are going to use. So we say root 72 is equal to root 36 times 2. We can also split this to be root 36 times root 2. Next, root 36 will give us 6. What about root 2? Root 2 is a surd. We can't simplify this further, so we say times root 2. Next, we say 6 times root 2. That will give us 6 root 2. And that is the answer. Alright, let's move on to example 2. This time, we are to simplify root 60. How do we do that? Let's go straight to the solution. The problem once again is root 60. So what do we do first? We split root 60 to 2 of its factors. But what are the factors of 60? We have 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 6 and 10, and we still have 5 and 12. Remember, if we multiply this, and this, they will all give us 60. But which of these has a perfect square? Only this. Only 4 is the perfect square here. So we take this pair, 4 and 15. So we say root 60 is the same thing as root 4 times 15. We can separate this further by saying root 4 times root 15. Because 4 is a perfect square, root 4 will give us 2, the square root of 4, times root 15 is a surd, so it remains root 15. Next, we say 2 times root 15. That will give us 2 root 15. And that is the final answer. Let us see one more example. Alright, example 3 says we should simplify root 98. So let's do the solution. The number once again is root 98. So the first step is to split root 98 to 2 of its factors. Remember, one of the factors must be the largest perfect square. If you are following through so far, you will know how to get that. We split 98 to 49 times 2. Yes, 49 times 2 will give us 98, and 49 is a perfect square. We can separate this to be root 49 times root 2. Next, what is root 49? Or what is the square root of 49? That is 7. So we have 7 times root 2, because root 2 is a surd, so we leave it as that. Next, we say 7 times root 2. That will give us 7 root 2, and that is the answer. Next, let's look at common mistakes that students make. Assuming you want to simplify root 80, many students will say we normally split 80, right? So they will say it's root 40 times 2. But this is wrong, because root 40 is a surd. It's not a perfect square, and root 2 is also a surd. Both of these factors are not perfect square. Therefore, you can't simplify root 80 with this. Some students will also say root 80 is equal to root 4 times 20. It is true that 4 times 20 will give us 80, and it is also true that 4 is a perfect square. But is 4 the highest perfect square? No. So this one is also wrong. Next, some students will say root 5 times 16. 5 times 16 is 80. That is correct. And 16 is a perfect square. Because this is the highest perfect square, this pair of factors correct. So avoid just multiplying any two numbers. Ensure that one of the factors is a perfect square. Because 16 is a perfect square, if we go with that, we now have root 5 times root 16. What happens next? Root 5 is a surd, so we leave it at that, times root 16. Root 16 will give us 4. Next, we say root 5 times 4. That is the same thing as 4 times root 5, and it will give us 4 root 5. And this is the final answer. The point is, don't just look for two factors. Look for two factors where one of them is the highest perfect square. Now your turn. Okay, your task. Do you remember this number? At the beginning of this class, I promised you that by the end of the lesson, you will be able to confidently simplify root 90. So go ahead, do it. Follow the steps we have discussed and drop your answer in the comment section. I will check it and I will reply you. I am Engineer Maths. See you in the next class.